Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late October 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. My guides and spirit team, what do we got for the bulls here? What do we got for Taurus gang? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus. Right into the action. Talk to me. What's the vibe? What's happening for Taurus gang here? And there it is. Thank you. Beautiful. Okay. I haven't seen this card for you in a while, my friends, and we see this lovely lady surrounded by the geese or the birds, whatever they are. I'm not sure their species, but she's kind of blending in. So for some of you, this could be like a lay low type of energy, but there's also a beauty to it. So before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So again, the imagery here, I like it. I think it's a striking image. We have this lady. Looks like she's dressed up in costume. That's going to be me like a week or so from now for Halloween. But you see her, she has the beak going, she has the wig, and she's kind of blending in with the crowd. So the first thing I always think here is like, yeah, this is somebody trying to blend in or lay low. So for some of you, that might just be the mode or vibe you're in, where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna lay low for a minute, do my own thing. Hermit like type of energy, but not in a bad way. It's just somebody that's laying low, keeping out of other stuff. It's just blending in. For a portion of you, this could be somebody else you're connected to that they might be in lay low mode. They don't want problems in any sort of way when this card shows up. The other thing I always pick up with this is the beauty. I feel like it's an aesthetic card. I feel like it's really lovely. So some Tauruses out there, maybe either you're feeling confident, maybe you're changing something about your look or planning to, whether it's like the wardrobe, how you style yourself. There's a certain confidence and beauty to this card. And Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? So this is beautiful. It's lovely. Either that or it's someone laying low. Maybe it's a little bit of both, right? Like a little makeover, lay low. But we're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for you, my good friends. What do we got for Taurus, please? And while we do, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Karmic Shock. And the reason I called it thus was because there was lots of karmic cards. I think almost the whole entire spread had karmic archetypes all the way throughout, and I was getting tower-like type of energy where things are happening suddenly. So for a lot of you, it might be a big time of change and metamorphosis. But yeah, the energy was very powerful for you last week. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. Let's get 3 to start us off for Taurus. What's happening here? Mid to late October, we're moving into Scorpio season. That's your zodiacal opposite. Okay, and we are starting with a little bit of mystery with the 2 of Swords. Okay. I mean, this could be that lay low energy I was talking about too, because it's like, no, I'd rather not be seen for the moment. Let's keep moving. Let's see what else shows up for you. Yeah, that is one of my bigger mystery cards. Thank you. Oh, okay. So we have the Page of Cups in position number 2. This could be good. The way the energy, I don't know. The energy feels nice to me so far. Let's get one more. Important conversation of some kind. What's happening here? Thank you. Okay. So we have the World, and we have a card that kind of fits the bill, which will be your bonus of what I was picking up in the very beginning. We have the beautiful Queen of Wands, the card of aesthetics, the card of confidence. It could be another person as well. So yeah, we're gonna have to talk about this, my friends. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I like the mixture we're playing with already. It's like some parts from last week, some new, a little bit old, a little bit of new. We got internal energy, we got external. It's like each one has a little bit of everything. Now, I always like to look at the elements first. We have air, we have water. These are both internal energies, and I've been seeing that for earth signs recently. There might be an internal intensity that you're experiencing. We have the world, which is karmic. It does speak about cycles and change, like we saw last week. Notice we have two individuals showing up here with the Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups. So there's a certain nuance to your reading this week. So let's go through bit by bit and really start to build this out. So position number one, we are starting off with the Two of Swords. Now we see this individual. They are holding the two swords crossed over the chest. They are blindfolded, hoodwinked, bamboozled. They can't quite see. So when I see this card, of course, in the classical sense, it could represent confusion, unknowns, indecision, stuff like that. And that's usually the challenging aspects of this card. Every two in tarot could represent choices, being at a crossroads. They could represent partnerships as well. But aside from all those things, I mean, there's so much symbolism here of mystery. That's why it's one of my biggest ones. This person's blindfolded. It's at nighttime. The moon is out in the sky. So for some of you, yeah, it could be something that's surprising or unexpected. And we're going to see, does it tie into this page? Is it something completely different? There's unknown energy here. And we're going to see if we can uncover it and see what's happening there. But again, for some of you, it might just be an indecision. And I also did say, like, hey, maybe this is that lay low type of energy, because this energy is so mysterious. Like, it's like, it's nighttime. It's not really being seen. So I'm getting that big vibe here for one reason or another. But position number two, as we move over, the energy lightens up significantly. We have the Page of Cups. So water sign energy might be connected to Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. If that's not the case, pages are youthful. They all represent students. They all represent messengers, communication. So for a lot of you, whether it's learning new things, starting new endeavors, it's not a fully developed energy, and that is one of the challenges of it, and we'll talk about that. This Page of Cups in particular is expressing its emotions. It's speaking what it feels. So when I see it next to this card of mystery, yeah, sure, it could be tying into communication in a very big way, whether it's a conversation you're not expecting to have. We'll see when we get the clarifier for it. A challenge of the page is either one, it's a shy, bashful type of energy when it shows up in reverse. So there might be something you're a little shy to approach, or somebody you're connected to that's a little shy, a little bashful. But at the same time, pages are youthful. They're not fully developed like the king or queen would be. Okay, so this is something where it's like, okay, there's potential here, but I need to see more. It's like giving me that kind of vibe for some reason. But yeah, again, it could just be as simple as a conversation, right? Now, moving to the back end, and we're going to get this page tucked right back in here by the Two of Swords. He could chill out. We have the World's card. And this is pretty much the reading you had last week compressed into one card. The World is very deep in symbolism. When we see this, it is the last of the major arcana. So it represents something coming to a culmination, something where it's at its end point. It could be end of a chapter. It could be a big change. Again, it could be karmic energy like we've been seeing. So we're going to have to see whether this is a metamorphosis. And I always say it's not like a 10 of Swords ending when this shows up. It's like we're going to close one chapter, we're going to open another. So for some of you, there could be a certain chapter of life that you're closing out or have recently closed when this card is here. It's not necessarily bad. Another thing I always mention about the World, in my interpretation, since it is the World, I connect it to world events as well. So maybe some of you are a little more interested in what's going on in the world today and world events that are happening. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Now, maybe someone you're connected to is as well. But let's get to the bonus card real quick. We have the Queen of Wands, and she really fits the bill for what we saw in the very beginning. Fire sign energy, so Aries, Sag, Leo. If that's not a person you're connected to, and it doesn't have to be gender specific, the Queen of Wands is a card of self-confidence. All the Wands core cards are about action and movement, but this is a card of beauty, vitality, sexiness. So for a lot of you, whether it is thinking about your appearance or worrying about your vitality, we'll see if she fits in with the rest of the thing, because for some of you, it could just be an individual we're seeing here. I want to dive deeper on all of it, Taurus. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What's going on for my Taurus friends? What's happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Two of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is that Two of Swords here? What is happening? Thank you. Whoa. All right, really powerful again with the karmic energy. We have Judgment, and to me, whether this is a situation in and of itself or it could be tied to the communication, Judgment, yes, it's also a card of decision, but I feel like this is where the reading starts to sever, because not every single Taurus is going through the same thing. Now, for a portion of you, if you are in a position where you feel like you're at a crossroads, where you need to make a decision, you need to make a choice, you need to make an action or a move, I feel like this is very abrupt and it comes out of nowhere, where it's like, okay, now I know what to do. So if you're confused, you won't be. If you're indecisive, you won't be. Where like very quick, it comes to mind and it's like, okay, this is the route, boom. So for some of you, again, either it's an unexpected situation or a decision coming up when I see this together. But for some reason, I feel like it's interwoven with this page that we have over here. Remember, the Judgment card has Archangel Gabriel on it. It's not just decision. It's not just change-based type of energy. Gabriel is known as the messenger. Okay, so around all of this mystery, we have big cards of communication. So I'm already feeling that you could be having some sort of conversation or talk you weren't expecting to have. Whether this is an individual that pops up that you haven't talked to in a while, or it's just a topic where it's like, okay, I wasn't expecting to talk about that. So I'm getting both of those messages. Only take what applies to you. But let's keep moving forward. Yeah, either it's a situation or a decision that boom is out of nowhere, or it does link to that conversation. So let's go in on that Page of Cups. Let's see what the Page of Cups has to say. So what's going on here? Where's that Page of Cups in the mix? Thank you. Okay, yeah. I mean, we have the Ace of Pentacles showing up here in the upright, so another card of messages, communication. Now, all aces represent opportunities. They represent offers, okay? But they, again, also represent communication. So notice, surrounding this mystery, communication, 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 all over the place. So I don't think you're just going to have like one talk or conversation you weren't expecting. This feels like multiple. Okay, so I think for a lot of Tauruses, you're going to have a very interesting week, my friends, with the way this energy is starting to line up. Now, what I do have to say about the middle, the Page of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles have a lot of similarities. They're both youthful, they're both new type of energy as well, but they are not fully developed. So there is certain things that will be coming into your life soon that have a lot of potential. It might just be on you to make it develop or watch it develop. So again, there's so much potential here, but it might be put in your hands to make sure it gets to where it needs to go. If that's not the case, we are just talking about all these multiple unexpected, surprising talks or communications here. It's all over the place this week. Okay, so especially like 3 times, it's just all over. So again, I feel like you're going to have a very interesting week. Let's keep moving. Let's see if we could get a different little flavor of energy here, because I think you're going to be chatting it up more than you usually do. And now the lay low energy makes a lot of sense, because I feel like for a lot of you, your phone is going to be blowing up more than it usually is. Okay, it feels like you're pulling a lot of energy in. Let's go in on that World. Then we'll do our quick little recap before we get into the shadow. Yeah, I mean, again, we have another individual showing up here and another communicator. We have the Page of Pentacles. So 4 of the 6 cards. Notice all the people and individuals that are showing up here now. So we have some very clear, concise themes, just like we had last week for your reading, where it's like, okay, did you get the hint? We're just going to keep piling this message on. So again, I feel things coming at you in extremes, where it's like when it rains, it pours, or like there is no half measures here. It's like either full on or full stop. It's like giving me such a bizarre energy, the way this is all piling up. Now, it's not a bad thing. The Page of Pentacles is a card that could represent you or another earth sign. Very similar to this one. This is studious. It's learning new things, of course. For some of you, if there is a choice on which way to go, it's like, okay, I'm taking this road. I'm leaving this one in the dust. So it's like we got a beginning and ending. Okay, there is like a very clear severing of an energy showing up here as well. But I feel for the most part, this is extremely beneficial and has a lot of potential. That's just how the spread feels to me this week with all this youthful energy. There's so much potential in something that's coming your way, which is really good and claimable. But again, this Page of Pentacles, it's all about taking it and running with it, but the communication is just here, there, and everywhere, my friends. It's like all over the place. And the fact that I said it feels magnetic because it's like multiple things popping up, multiple conversations, multiple people. It's like here they come or here it comes. It's all coming at you quick. Okay, it's all very magnetic. So brace yourself. So let's go through and do a quick recap here. Then we'll get into the shadow card. I mean, not many different topics showing up from my perspective, but you take it however it hits. If you kindly look in the box position number 1, we're starting off here with the Two of Swords and Judgment in the upright. So again, whether this is a situation or a decision where it's like, all right, mind is made up. Here I go. This is what I'm doing. Judgment call made. Some of you, if you're confused about something or up in the air, like to me, it's like finding that path forward very quickly. Okay. And not in a rush, but just really quick and forceful. But again, with all the communication and what we have coming up next, you could have a lot of surprising or unexpected talks coming up with all this. In the center, we have the Page of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. Aside from all the communication we were already speaking about, your phone blowing up and you pulling lots of people towards you, the big vibe I'm picking up here is that there could be something that has a lot of potential, but it's going to be on you to see how it develops. Okay, like so your moves, your actions, it's really going to be on you to see how far you could take it. Moving to the back end, we have the World with the Page of Pentacles in the upright, one of your cards. So yeah, there's a clear path forward. There's a clear path that you might be closing the chapter on. Totally cool here. But again, it's just magnetic energy of pulling so many things towards you. I would just brace for it because I feel like it's going to be intense. So please take a screenshot if you'd like to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. See what's going on in the shadows for Taurus. And I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. It could be a good thing. So let's get your one. And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out here for you. What do we got for Taurus? Thank you. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles again. So the fact that it's like universe is saying, hey, did you not get the message already? When we get the same card, Ace of Pentacles, that we had in the main part of the spread. Now, again, I feel like I just need to give this message. I'll give you the positive and challenge of this. The Ace of Pentacles is a golden opportunity from the universe. It's something fresh. It's something new, but it might be on you to see how far you could take something. Whether it's here yet or whether it's still coming in, it's something that you might need to take ownership of to see how far you could take it. But aside from the energy we pick up there, remember the dark side, the shadow side of pages and aces is that they're not permanent. This is limited time only type of energy. This is an opportunity where if you don't take it, if you don't jump on it, if you don't make the most of it, this can wither away. It can go away because it's not fully developed just yet. So keep that in mind for a portion of you. There could be something where it's like limited time only. You're going to have to get a move on here if you really want those results. Another shadow side of the Ace of Pentacles, just be very cautious in your dealings with people. Beware of false opportunities and stuff like that. But I don't feel like that's the main message, just something to think about. So yeah, Taurus, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar for the month of October at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments, hypothetically, if you had to get a tattoo of a tarot card, which one would you choose and why? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you again soon.